see him win the edge, but then you see the quarterback kind of step up. Well, guess what he's doing? He's able to flatten and turn and still make the play.
All right, guys, let's talk about Devonte Wyatt. 6'0", 3'0", 304 pounds, 32 and 5/8 on the arms. This dude ran 4.7 at the combine and nobody talked about it because his teammate Jordan Davis did what he did at the NFL combine. But we have him projected as somebody who can move up and down the front a little bit. Probably most excited about him in a 3-technique penetration type role. Brentley, you did the write-up. Talk about Devonte Wyatt amidst this loaded Georgia front and what he did to pop so much, in which he's in a position to potentially be TDN's #1 interior defensive lineman.
Yeah, when you watch Georgia's film, the guys you talk about are Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker. But then there's Devonte Wyatt, right, in the middle of this defense, the kind of unheralded superstar. And when you really focus in on Devonte Wyatt, there's a lot of things you like. The first step explosiveness for a guy his size is rare. I mean, his ability to win the edges inside and really put stress on those guards is phenomenal. That's a really translatable skill. Growing up a Panther fan, I remember watching guys like Kawan Short and guys who have that first step ability to really rush from the inside, and what that does to an opposing quarterback. Guys like Chris Jones, guys like Akeem Hicks, guys who can really rush from the inside. Devonte Wyatt has that kind of skill set. And so, what's the quickest way to a quarterback? Rushing from the inside. Yeah. And Devonte Wyatt can do that. And then, it's not just the pass game with him. It's his ability as a run defender. His range in terms of being able to play the run and being able to make plays laterally down the line of scrimmage is really outstanding. He's not the best in terms of setting the edge and setting the point of attack. There are times where he gives up ground against double teams, but against single blocks, he's impossible to move, right? I mean, this guy, he can anchor. He has really good hands, good length to really lock out, explosive hands in terms of, when he gets in his pads, people go back, right? And then he's able to have that length, see where locate the ball, snap, and make the play. And so for me, this is a guy who, again, his combine might be the most underrated combine in NFL history. Yeah. For a guy who's, 6'3", 304 pounds, 4.77, are you kidding me? I mean, this is a really special athlete, productive in the SEC, and I think his best football is still ahead of him. So when you talk about kind of upside and production, we've got a really good player on our hands.
Yeah, so this is a player that I saw an awful lot of because he's in the area that I write as well. Great player, very good quickness, good get off. I think the challenges with him are that, one, he's probably only going to be a single gap guy, right? I mean, 3-4 teams or teams at 2 gap are not going to value him as high. I think there's that, and then just the questions about how impactful the rest of the front was in comparison to his play, right? Because he's playing with 3 guys that are next to him who will all be playing on Sundays. And so in terms of the skill set and the talent is certainly there, but I know that there will be questions about his length, if he can play anything outside of a single gap scheme, and how impactful are the guys that play next to him.
I think we got a little taste of that at the Senior Bowl, where Devonte Wyatt was unblockable in the one-on-ones that he participated in. And I mean, Brentley did a really good job of talking about his strengths, but I would want to highlight 2 more things here. You mentioned the explosiveness, and obviously that shows up when he's beating offensive linemen and chasing down the football. But do you guys remember him chasing down Bryce Young? From distance. He was on his horse and got down there, man. I was like, wow, this guy's really, really explosive. And the other thing I would say is just the motor, right? The hustle. This guy has a motor that is always cranked, running hot, and he wants to get after people, and he doesn't give up on reps. He never wants to stay blocked. And so I love how he maximizes the technique and athleticism by having a hot motor and getting after people.
And one thing I didn't even mention, which I think is honestly maybe one of his biggest strengths, is his flexibility and body control. Right? You see him win the edge, but then you see the quarterback kind of step up. Well, guess what he's doing? He's able to flatten and turn and still make the play. And for a big guy to have that sort of body control and ankle flexion, that's really rare for me.
Well, we're talking about a lot of physical traits, but I don't think it should be overlooked that this Georgia defense had a lot of blitz packages, and they brought their linebackers a ton. But they didn't just say, all right, everybody go in a gap and go, they're manipulating protections and they're exchanging gaps. And seeing Devonte Wyatt with his explosiveness, understanding and being able to process these blitz fronts that are designed to isolate a singular mismatch and manipulate a guard to pull a gap open. And he's willing to do the explosiveness stuff. He's willing to have the red hot motor, but he's also being a point guard up front for linebackers in a blitz heavy scheme too. So from a mental side of the game, I have a lot of confidence in what Devonte Wyatt's capable of being, because you got a taste of, when you get to the pro level, so many of those games that exist inside are designed to do exactly what Georgia was asking these dudes to do.
To piggyback off of that, he didn't just open up space for the linebackers. He opened up Jordan Davis with those games as well, being that explosive and then being so violent at the point of attack at times. He on those stunts, he would literally take two guys, and then you will see Jordan Davis just looping around free because of the presence and the explosiveness of Devonte Wyatt.
So let's get another dynamic body inside next to Devonte Wyatt, so we don't have to answer that question of, well, how much can he do on his own? Let's make sure he goes into a front where he can showcase all the same skills that he did at the University of Georgia. But Devonte Wyatt, very highly regarded from all of us here at TDN, our top-rated interior defensive line.